Hi everyone, this is Balazs from RacingBrick, and here is the review a lot of you have been waiting for, including myself, the LEGO Technic 42213 Ford Bronco. Based on its price and piece count, this could have joined the car transporter gang, but since it's an SUV, the closest comparison from recent year is the Jeep Wrangler from 2021. I really like the box design, an off-road scene in the rain where the Bronco's suspension is already in action. The back of the box shows the rear view, a few function highlights, and a photo of the real car with some specs. Let's open it up. The set has 943 pieces, the price is €60 or $65, and it launches on the 1st of August, or maybe it's already out depending on when you're watching. Inside we get 7 numbered bags, an unnumbered one with the tires and frame, and a small sticker sheet and the manual. Here's the parts list if you are hunting for new elements. Now let's get building. We start with the V6 engine. You've probably seen these parts already this year. There are no tiles on the pistons this time. The red number 7 connector is new. This is the 4th color variation. The bumper has an interesting mounting method, and that wraps up bag 1 quickly. As you can see, there will be a single shock absorber on the front axle, and those parts from the 1/8 scale F1 sets are now showing their full potential in a compact build. These parts are holding the axles with stop in place, and the steering rack uses the new 4-module long black links from the Skyline. It's a super compact setup. A few more parts later, the steering function takes shape and we can already test the suspension. Now comes the frame from the extra bag. We extend both axles, add a few gears to transfer the steering, and then build a solid rear axle with the differential. You can see the axle's potential movement, although it will be more limited once everything's in place. We've got a complex little setup here, and the steering controls are at the rear. This is where the rear range of suspension motion becomes visible. Seats are added. This marks the end of bag 3. Next, a very cool new part, the fender flare that fits with the flat mudguards introduced in the Ferrari FXXK. It's similar to the one in the Ford F-150 Raptor, but this one is only 9 modules long. Then comes the hood, built with a surprising amount of studied Technic pieces, and the new mudguard parts of course. Here's an unusual setup. We mount the whole assembly to the chassis, then flip up the fender flares and align them with the rest of the build. The headlights and grille are stickered. Proper alignment is crucial. Of course a print would have been much better, but at least the gap in the middle is less distracting than I expected. The front is now finished, time to open bag 5. We move on to the rear. The taillight mounting is quite interesting. The rear fenders go on next, and we attach this section to the main build. Just a few more parts and only the license plate is left to complete this section. Here comes the dashboard with a sticker and the steering wheel. There's a clear effort in this era to hide pinholes with system tiles. The rest of the roof is built. We connect the windscreen frame and probably rotate those tubes a bit to make them look better. Now comes the spare wheel. There's a brand new tire included. The tread pattern is the same as the one from the Audi RSQ e-tron, but this version is much smaller. The wheel gets a cover and it serves as the controller for the hand-of-God steering. Bag 7 starts with the door. It has a nice internal structure and looks good once mounted. All visible studs around and behind the hood are covered with tiles. Then we add rear view mirrors, mount the wheels, and the last assembly is the roof rack with the traction boards, and we are done. So here is the completed Ford Bronco. It looks good at first glance with lots of great details, but yes, there are always buts. The front looks solid, although it's sticker heavy. The bumper is fairly schematic, and blue pins are peeking out in several spots. The fenders and new flares are excellent. I like the new parts, and the new tires fit this scale well. The tiled area around the windscreen feels a bit odd on a Technic set, but the windscreen frame itself works, the doors look great, and the interior is decent. The rear section also uses many tiles to smooth things out. The back seats are just hinted at, and the spare wheel as the hand-of-God steering controller is a nice touch. The taillights look fine, but I don't like how loosely they are mounted. They can be moved accidentally. The car's shoulder line is a bit more pronounced than on the real one, but given the scale, this is likely the best the designer could do. My main gripe is the upper section. It feels too narrow. Adding 2 more modules in width and sacrificing that shoulder line might have helped the proportions. Functionally, we have the hand-of-God steering that works well, 2 opening doors, an opening hood with the V6 driven by the rear wheels, so no 4-wheel drive. The hood is double hinged, which might need some care when closing. Some might find the lack of 4-wheel drive disappointing. Personally, I think it's fine at this scale. After all, the much larger F-150 Raptor was also rear-wheel drive only. The working suspension is great in theory, and I appreciate the effort to add shocks front and rear, but the setup feels too stiff. You can bounce it by hand, but it doesn't really move how it should while driving. Compared to the Jeep Wrangler, which had no front shocks, that actually felt better in play. Now about the color. I'm sure red and black fans are happy, and it's a common Bronco color, but I wish it were something else, mainly to get the new flat fenders in another shade. They only appear here and in the Ferrari FXXK, which is obviously red. Orange could have worked, although there were a couple of orange Technic cars recently. White or light or dark bluish grey would have been great too. My last thought is a double-edged one. I really like this smaller scale. I enjoy exploring how designers solve technical challenges, and the front axle here is cool with the new parts, but I still wish we had a bigger Technic Bronco. There's an amazing custom build by Janeshvi already featured on the channel that shows what a large-scale Bronco could be. An official set in that size would have been awesome, with more brick build details than this small version. Still, this is what we got, and overall it's a solid build with clever techniques. But if I had to choose between this and the Ferrari FXXK, even though I really love the Bronco, I would still pick the Ferrari. It was simply a more enjoyable build. Both cost the same, and I expect similar discounts in a few months. At around 45 euros, this will be a fun afternoon project, and I really hope the new wheel arches will appear in more colors so we can make some cool custom versions. Please let me know, folks, what you think about the LEGO Technic Bronco. How do you like the features, the look, the color choice? Let's talk about it in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications, as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.